After the buzzer went in Game 7 of the 2006 Stanley Cup Final in Carolina, the Edmonton Oilers had completed their 251st and half Stanley Cup playoff game. The half came from that night in Boston when the lights went out in the middle of the second period. I covered all of those Stanley Cup playoffs games, every single one of them. And then we had the decade of darkness here that the Edmonton Oilers are now coming out in the year 2017. And the thing that for the last 10 years I've been kind of joking to people of is for the first front end of my entire career that the hockey gods are getting even with me here in the back end. Well, the decade of darkness is over and we get back to what Edmonton's all about. I've always marveled at the way the Stanley Cup playoffs are in Edmonton compared to the regular season. The crowds are dialed up double. And in 2006, despite the fact that there have been 5 Stanley Cup championships one year before that, and there had been a break before that where Edmonton hadn't had any Stanley Cup taste for a while, I've never seen it anywhere, not just in Edmonton, but anywhere, that it was dialed up like it was in 2006. That's what makes this fascinating as we go into this current playoff year here. In 2006, there were kids standing in the street with signs for 12-year-old kids, and I'm talking hundreds of them, honk if you love the Oilers. The anthem singer Paul Lorio held up the microphone to the crowd. They sang away. Harry Neal, who did all the Hockey Night in Canada color commentary for years, said that in Edmonton was the loudest playoff crowd he had ever experienced in his life. Are they going to replicate that? There's lots of questions about the hockey team and what they're going to do this year and where they're going forward, and if they can replicate the era. But first, this year in these Stanley Cup playoffs in Edmonton, I can't wait to see what the environment's going to be like.